Something's changed here. There's been a permanent fixture that is no longer here. Crap. Oh man, I picked up like one of those Oculus things. You know, that gives you like the goggles you put on, and it gives you like 3D experiences. You turn your head, everything moves. Yeah, I picked up one of those cheap ones, and God, ugh, it makes you sick as fuck. I feel like I'm gonna yak. So I'm on my way to give a man a large sum of money, and this man has a particular set of skills, I do not necessarily have, and a set of tools I don't have. So if you've been watching the channel long enough, you will know that a while back I got my hands on a WR250F. What's wrong with this truck? Oh, his shit's all busted up. He lost all those on the highway. That's gonna be fun as fuck for whoever's behind that. Very shortly after acquiring said WR, I wrecked it. Well, I didn't wreck it, I crashed it, and it was fine. I was more damaged than the bike. And it then proceeded to have a slew of issues, little tiny things, one after another, until it finally detonated. It just decided it was not going to run anymore in the middle of a ride while my friend was out in town from California on the way to MotoGP, where I was supposed to meet up with Hunter Honda for the first time, which it didn't fucking happen because of the WR. So it's been pissing me off, to say the least. And ever since it broke down, it's been sitting in my garage, taking up space, and not allowing me to get in there with the Darla. It's hard to park this bike next to it. I decided to go ahead and bring it into the shop and get it checked out, see exactly what it's going to take to fix it. So I have an idea of what the problem is. It's a couple things, but the main problem is the crank bearing. So I'm pretty sure the crank bearing and or the crank is fucked, which, when that happens, you pretty much have to rip apart the entire motor, everything, bottom end, top end, every nut and bolt's coming out of that engine. And I mean, I'm mechanically inclined. Like, I can figure shit out, but something of that magnitude, I don't want to say that it's over my head. It's just that the chances of me fucking it up beyond repair is a lot higher than if I pay someone to do it. The other problem is that getting it fixed is roughly the cost of another motor. Now, granted, that's if the motor you buy, A, you find it, and B, you buy it and the shipping is cheap and it doesn't arrive dead. That's a big if. So I'm kind of stuck at this point of, do I try and just get a new motor, which might be cheaper, or do I just get it fixed, which is guaranteed to be like $1,500 fucking dollars. And if you know anything about motorcycles, $1,500 to repair a WR250, I mean, shit, that's way more than half the value of this bike. Now, in an ideal world, which isn't our little Barbie world that I live in, I'd like to get the thing fixed for a reasonable amount of money. Then CN Cycle will come out for the Texas meetup. He'll ride the WR. We'll all have fun. It'll be hunky-dory, and then I kick that piece of shit off a cliff. My question to you is, at what point do you cut your losses? Oh, you call it done and quit it. I mean, I'm not a fan of quitting anything or giving up on just about anything, but this is something that's a burden, man. Like, y'all who've been here long enough to see my videos, you know my frustration with this thing. I like it, I do, I love the bike. It's a fun bike. It turns me into an absolute hooligan. It creates a lot of good footage for you guys. It's a hoot, it's a blast. But like where I'm at right now on this freeway, I can't do that. This thing cannot, this is like maxed out. 75 miles an hour is maxed out for that bike. You just can't do it. So that's my other option, is I pay to get the thing fixed, then I go get the dirt trim for it, sell the Sumo trim, and then it's off-road only. It'll always be street legal, but is it even worth it anymore? There she is, girls. Remember her? There's a temporary kickstand. Well, next time y'all see her again, she might be running. Might being the key word there. She might actually be in pieces too. Oh, and I logged on to my YouTube analytics, and it says y'all have the attention span of a pubic hair, so we're going to take some changes here. We're going to kind of shorten things up, just make them nice and quick. Or a Jeep. Why don't I buy a damn Jeep? That's what I really need, is a Jeep. Fuck the WR. Would you guys prefer another motorcycle or a Jeep? And I'm not talking like a fancy, real nice Motonicities on a Jeep. I'm talking about a cheap Jeep, the kind that I'm going to thrash the crap out of at Hidden Falls. That kind of Jeep. That's another option. That'll take a little bit of saving, but that's an option. Just saying.